used to write poems or go for walks. I keep a journal, write down my problems, and I'll always say a prayer. I listen to music, spend time in my room, make up spiritual dances, and then kept my mind on that. Talking to a therapist, I would just break down and go ballistic, like the past that and the things that I experienced at a young age that I still remember and still talk about. And people be shocked, like, wow, you were so young, how you remember that? I remember. I remember everything what happened and what was done to me and my siblings and what we had to go through. I'm originally from Pittsburgh. My mom, she was very young and she got hooked on drugs and couldn't function being a mom and was in and out of jail on drugs real bad and was an alcoholic as well. She was 23 years old. The drugs that she was hooked on, she was using and she abandoned my baby sister, neglected my baby sister. She was 2 years old when she passed away. My mom, she's in jail to this day. She had life. We spent time with our grandmother and she couldn't handle it, so we ended up getting put in foster care in and out of foster homes, trying to find a family that would take us in. 2 years old, came here in Aliquippa and finally found a family that accepted us and took us in, and which is the Moreland family, who finding the rest of my siblings and keeping us together instead of us being separated. And I'm so happy that happened and took us in. It kept us together, because who knows? Who actually knows what would happen and where we would be. And I'm just so grateful and thankful that they did that for us and accepting us and taking us in and loving us as their own. What I was dealing with and what was bothering me so many years, I would just keep a lot of things built up inside where it built a lot of frustration and anger. I would get judged or looked at differently and criticized for the things that I went through and how I would react, where I would just explode. And I remember just catching my dad one day in his office just crying. He's the type of guy that don't show any emotions. If he do it privately. And I remember him crying in front of me, and I just looked and I just broke down and cried like I never seen a side of my dad. Like, why is he crying? And once my mom explained to me why, I'm like, wow, like I really need to change. I really need to make better choices. Cooking was always my passion. Spending time in the kitchen with my mom and all my aunts. Joining Crockett Kettle and realizing what I wanted to do. Learning things that I grew up watching and finding my passion into food. And maybe one day owning my own restaurant or having a food truck or something. Once you standing in the kitchen at the stove and just cooking different things, it helps you forget about what was upsetting you, what was you angry about, and what was stopping you, blocking you from trying different new things or open up to other people. And I had to learn that it's not good or healthy holding a lot of things in because it mess with your health. And it's always good to reach out and find that friend that will give you a listening ear or a shoulder to lean on. And just saying that I had that at Crop and Kettle, that I had people that was willing to listen, open up, and having my back. That was the amazing thing to feel and know. We was getting ready for the graduation, and I get a text, and I seen it was from my dad, and I opened it. He told me he was proud of me, and I just broke down and cried. The more I kept thinking about it, I just kept crying and crying and crying. I was like, my dad said he was proud of me. I'm so happy. Before I even had children, I made a promise to myself that I'll be a better mom than what my biological mom ever was. Even though I forgive her now for what she did and put us through, I make sure that I will make that same mistake and follow into her footsteps and be a better person. And hearing other people telling me how proud they are of me and staying focused and the growth, I'm proud of myself.